The city of Newcastle in Lawrence County draws visitors from all over the world.
The last statistics I have, in 2015, we had $120 million was spent in Lawrence County for tourism-related things.
We'll tell you what's bringing tourism into the city today in our towns.
I'm Jimmy Bruce, president of Eastern Gateway Community College, and we're proud to be part of our town.
One of the most striking features of Newcastle is Neshannock Creek, and it's a feature that Blueprint Communities, a group working on community improvement projects in the city, is looking to draw attention to with a Riverwalk project that will run along the southern end of downtown. Kimberly Kohler-Jones is the facilitator for Blueprint Communities.
So the downtown centers around the establishment of the Riverwalk Trail. On one hand, it is a pedestrian walking and biking trail, but on the other hand, it's a path of development.
Mayor Anthony Mastrangelo says the city received a $1.2 million grant for the project.
Now, we haven't started it yet, but we have the money, and we have it all planned out, which means people can bicycle through the town. Walking through the town, they could see the sights. Every Friday night we have concerts, free concerts, things like that, activities.
We're trying to jumpstart the activities in the downtown to make it more vibrant.
Linda Nitch is Director of Economic and Business Development for the Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce.
What we're trying to do proactively is be involved with the Blueprint Communities, with the City of Newcastle, to say that we're going to have the Riverwalk. That's an investment of over $1 million to really stimulate people's interest in the downtown.
So that'll bring people into the city. They can see what we have.
Along the Riverwalk, you can find a soon-to-open museum chronicling the Warner Brothers' time in Newcastle.
Around the turn of the 20th century, the Warner family lived in Youngstown. And they had a number of different businesses that they were involved in to support the family, and they ended up buying a projector.
Jerry Kern is the president of the Board of Trustees for the historic Warner Cascade Theater Museum.
We're talking now, it's 1906, 1907 period. And Newcastle was just a booming city at the time. Youngstown already had several Nickelodeons there, and for them to open up another Nickelodeon in Youngstown, they would be competing against established Nickelodeon. So they decided, since they had done the best and Newcastle was growing the fastest, that they would come to Newcastle. We have 2,500 square feet here. And back in 1907, this was 4 different businesses, 2 of which were the Warner Brothers theaters, the Cascade and the Bijou. So we've taken their first 2 theaters and we've turned them, okay? And in between the 2, we have a museum space. So on all of our walls in the museum and in the hallways, even in the theaters, all the walls will end up having exhibits on them.
Another area of Newcastle bringing in a lot of tourism is the North Hill District. Janet Filatico is the executive director of Visit Lawrence County.
We're the 3rd largest historic district in the state of Pennsylvania. That's a huge kudos to us for having that up on our North Hill.
That district includes the Scottish Rite Cathedral. Don Paroli is the director of the Cathedral Foundation.
The building was built as a Masonic temple back in the 20s, and the Masons were kind of meeting all over Newcastle, and they wanted a place where they could have all of their functions. And so it was a $1.7 million construction way back then, including this 2,800 seat auditorium. We do tours here, and people are just blown away by the architecture of the building, the history of the building, the elegance of the building, and the fact that it's been so well maintained all these years.
It is amazing to see that beautiful building and the acoustics. Most recently, we've had the Pittsburgh Symphony there.
To Newcastle, I think the importance is the history. I mean, we're part of the historical district here, and we just are really dedicated to preserving that for future generations.
Another popular attraction is the Haunted Hillview Manor, which draws in crowds as well as several TV shows like Ghost Hunters.
they found paranormal activity over there. You've got to have a stomach for it, you've got to have the heart for it.
But if you're not into ghosts and ghouls, Newcastle still has several other attractions to visit, like the Newcastle Playhouse, Cascade Park, several restaurants, and arts and education at the Hoyt.
It's a double mansion, and they show exhibits. They're very involved in different aspects of our community. We're very lucky to have them. It's helping build the culture and, again, keep that positive pride going, which is a big deal to us.
When you hear bad things said about the community you live in, you can respond in one of two ways. You can do something or you can do nothing. I choose to do something.
So many different things that we have. We're trying to encourage more visitation here. And for me, overnight stays are what it's all about. So we would welcome anyone to come and stay and call our office, stop by, visit us on the web, and we'll help you find the perfect visit.
You can read the story behind the video in the August edition of the Business Journal. Click the subscribe tab to order your copy today.